next part of our agenda is called an open forum. What we really mean is we are assembling our staff from all parts of the college to answer your final questions. And if you're part of that open forum, would you come on down toward the front and just have a seat at the front? We don't know what your questions will be. So we have people here from Enrollment Services, from Division Street, from Information Technology. We have our faculty here. Our goal is for you to leave this session today with all of your questions answered. And students, your parents have had a chance to ask questions about security and financial aid and technology, but this last part is also inclusive of you. So think for a few minutes, because we'll be ending within the next 40 minutes. Over this last 2 days, what in your mind is perfectly clear, and what in your mind is a little bit fuzzy, a little bit hazy? I'm not sure about this, because if you are thinking about it, pardon? Okay, and Jesse will have some announcements too, yes, absolutely. We want you to leave with all those questions answered. If you have a question, it's likely that someone else does as well. So we have Jesse here, we have Aaron, we have all our departments. And what I'd like to do, I think, is just let Jesse make a couple of announcements, and then let's just take questions, and we'll do this for about 20 minutes. And when we're finished, we hope you will also recognize who you can communicate with later for your questions. Jesse, Aaron, and others. Is that a good enough introduction? And this is who? That's not loud enough. Two quick things. First of all, some of the parents were just asking about the difficulty of you guys kind of navigating the multiple accounts and keeping track of your passwords, all of that. I'm in the same boat you guys are. I work at UT and I work at Pellissippi, so I have to keep track of both sides, both emails, all my passwords, etc. What I do, Pellissippi resets your passwords every 90 days. UT is going to do it every 120 days. I also teach for 2 different schools online, so I have 4 passwords to keep up with. I change them all at the same time. So no matter, that's the easiest, best way to make sure that all your passwords are the same and that they're not going to expire on you. Just when you change your Pellissippi password, go ahead and change your UT password too, and your lives will be so much simpler. The other thing I wanted to say, I'm sure you students heard about this yesterday, but I'm not sure the parents have heard about it yet, is if you are concerned, anytime somebody is concerned about a student, they can call a number. It's 865-974-HELP, which is, hang on, 865-974-4357. That number, it's anonymous. It's just a way for, if you're concerned about one of your peers, or parents, if you're concerned about your student, you can call that number and someone will look into it and check on the student for you. So that's 974-HELP. It's a great resource for anybody who's concerned about anybody at UT. So just FYI. That's all I have. General questions. Is there a choir here? And do you want to answer that, Lillian? You're nodding. Oh, are you in the choir, Dr. Ashford?
I'm in the faculty.
You're in the faculty choir. Okay. Is Gabe here? Where's Gabe?
Right here.
Stand up. Gabe, excuse me, would you like to answer that? Is there a choir here?
Yes.
Give us a preview.
We have it around.
Tell them about how you got to travel with the
Come on
choir.
down, Gabe.
Give us a little sneak. Sing it. Come on down. Big boss. Bring it down,
We have 2 choirs here. One's non-audition and one's audition. Our audition choir is called Variations. We get to travel every year for about 2 weeks during spring break. Last year we just got back from Germany. We get to go to all these awesome places, like, I don't even remember half the places we went because they're so awesome, but like, you get to go to a lot of history. And it's really cool because like you do what you're supposed to do, like you sing there, but you get a lot of free time. You get to go exploring. I got to explore a lot of places, and especially when we went to Paris and stuff, I got to like hang out with people, meet some locals and everything. I was exposed to a lot of the culture there, especially like with this intensive, you get to learn a lot about the cultures and you get a lot of like bonding time with people. And the other non-audition one is called the Concert Chorale, which is, they're both amazing. The director, Bill Brewer, who got I think Faculty of the Year award, teaches both classes with really good skill, and they have concerts are all free. And I'll beatbox.
Thank you, Gabe. We had a question earlier in the parent session about paying for college when you're not sitting with your student, and how do you go into that portal and do that? So I wonder if the person who asked the question would ask it again and let me repeat it, and then I'll offer our bursar the opportunity to answer that. Who asked the question about paying for college? Or maybe I hit it pretty well. Okay. How do they pay for college when they're not right here with their student, they're in another part of the state or another state?
I'm Mandy Bentz, and I'm the bursar here. The students can actually set their parent up as an authorized user. They do that through My Pellissippi, and there's detailed instructions, step by step, of what they need to do on the cashier's website under the frequently asked questions. So once the student sets the parent up as an authorized user, they'll get an email saying that their student set them up, and it'll have a login, and then they can go in and set up a password, and they'll have access to see the fees and the pending financial aid, and they can make payments. Does that answer the question? No, the student just logs in on their own to their My Pellissippi account and sets up the parent as an authorized user. No, they cannot see the grades. Yes.
Go ahead.
When will that be set up? If it's not set up yet, is your question.
Once the fall fees are posted on the account in a couple of weeks, and the student has,
Register first.
yeah, their My Pellissippi account.
Our fall fees are not posted yet, and that will happen pretty soon. So I'm thinking within the next week, you might want to try again. I would like to let you know that this is Bill Brewer, responsible for our music program. We had a question about music. So, and we just had, and actually Gabe answered it very, very well, but I wanted to, right here.
But yeah, listen, we have all kinds of opportunities in music, and especially in the performance areas. We have 2 choirs, which I'm sure Dave told you about, and this past year I had some bridge students in one of the choirs, and so I think that was a really good experience for those students. We would love for you to consider that. We have music scholarship. I have not given all of those, and so that might be an option for either singing in the choirs or playing in one of the instrumental ensembles. And we have, in the instrumental ensemble, we have a jazz band, we have a brass ensemble, we have a studio orchestra, we have a guitar ensemble, we have a bluegrass ensemble. Is that all of it? Percussion. We have a percussion ensemble. So we covered the whole gamut because we have, our program is basically the first 2 years that you can do for any music degree. So if you're going to transfer in music, you can do all or most of that with us because the first 2 years are pretty general. So yes, please, if you contact me, you can find me by just going online and putting in Bill Brewer. Send me an email if you're interested. I have a couple of positions left in my audition ensemble. I had those filled, but a couple of students have changed their mind over the summer. So I do have some positions in that one, and that involves quite a large scholarship, like half tuition. The other ensembles, maybe not so much, but we do have some scholarships left. So I would love to hear from you if you are interested. Any questions about what I've said? They're quite good ensembles. I'll say that our auditioned choral group has traveled 5 of the last 6 years to Europe at spring break. Oh, and we recorded our 5th CD just this last year when we got back from Germany, and it is awesome, in my opinion. And so, if any of you are really interested in the music program, I've got these and would love for you to have one. I can't really give everybody in here one. But if you're really interested in music and you find me later today, you have a CD. Okay. You can't have Rebecca's, okay? You can't have Dr. Ashford's. But we have a pretty aggressive program, and we're very proud of it. And we would love for you to be involved in it. Sometimes that's a great outlet. You know, who's in here? I'm looking to see which department heads. You know, I said you have to take math, and that's a good thing. And you have to take biology, and that's a great thing. And you know, you have to take Professor Key's history class, and he's wonderful. But you know, the music is sometimes a wonderful outlet for students in the middle of the day to come in and do something you really enjoy. It's a stress reliever, and so you know, do it if you can. I'm just down the hall. I'll be back after lunch. How long are they here? Good. Call me. Email me if you're interested, and I'll get right back with you because we would love to have you in the program. Thank you so much.
If you call 694-6400, you can ask for Bill Brewer. And you can actually do that with just about anybody at Pulaski. Call that 694-6400 number, and you'll get the right person. And Jesse, help me watch on your end. Do I have any questions from the students as well? What's not clear in your head about this program, about the last couple of days? What's a little bit vague? Wow.
Everything you need to know. One right here. Right behind. Did you raise your hand? No. Oh, I think you just reaffirming our awesome. It's always nice. Yes, sir.
Do we have a debate team? We do not. We do not. We can start one.
And if you will go to go.utk.edu, you can look and see if there's a debate club at UT, and you're more than welcome to join that as well.
Other questions from students?
We have to change our passwords or whatever. We have to actually change our password. Same password.
The question is, when I change the password, can I use the same one?
No.
I knew that would be quick and easy.
You can make it though, you can use the same one but make it a little unique by adding something before or after it. But don't go into making every other letter caps because you'll get confused, and that's just, you don't want that. But you can use the same one if you make it a little bit creative.
Is there going to be transportation in the fall from UT to Division Street?
A couple of answers to that question. The quickest and simplest answer is we do not provide transportation to Division Street. But one reason we're encouraging you guys to register at Division Street is because it's about 2 miles away, which means when it's not insanely hot, you might bike or you might walk if you're an active sort. Or if you're not, there's the CAT system, Knoxville Area Transit, has a bus stop right up the street from Morrell on the corner of 17th and Volunteer, Morrell Massey. That can pick you up, and there's 2 different routes. One route will drop you off just down the street from Pellissippi, so you have to walk it's like a 4-minute walk. I think Aaron took that walk. It took him about 4 minutes, 4 or 5 minutes. There is no sidewalks, so be careful. They're working on that, Knoxville is. The other route will take you, it takes a little bit longer because you have to go to the transfer station, but it will drop you off quite literally at campus. And both of those routes are in your folders you got yesterday, information about that. And then the other thing we're going to do, of course you can drive to Division Street, and those of you who don't have vehicles or who just want to consolidate and save the earth, during Welcome Week, your Welcome Leaders, who are former Bridge students, are going to help try to connect people with similar schedules to work out carpooling. So if you have someone who's got a similar schedule with the car, maybe you help with gas, stuff like that. So I'm not going to drive you to Division Street, but there's lots of different ways to get there.
You may have heard already that if you're going to Division Street campus, there's a day in August, I think it's the 21st, when you can visit the campus, and I'm not sure if there's a microphone on that end, or I'll bring it to you, Esther. I wanted to see if you wanted to add any information about that. And I realize that many of you don't know where you're going yet because you're being advised this afternoon.
bait and switch there. You will, there's a whole bunch of you being advised this afternoon, and of course I want to welcome you to Division Street, but you need to go where you feel you need to go. Jesse's explained about the transportation. There's a number of ways, and I think later this summer and all of that, you'll get an opportunity to try out a number of those ways and see what works best for you. On the 21st of August, which happens to be the first day that you can charge back books, we're going to have a welcome breakfast and a little tour of our building and our campus, and you'll get to meet faculty and staff. And also, we have a bookstore available to you there, and it's the first day you can charge back books, so maybe you can do dual purpose on that morning if you're coming to Division Street. And I know that our ERC leader here, Spencer, he may have a few things that he'd like to say about that. Anything? Nothing? Yes, and see you on the 21st.
Thank you.
No, personally, I don't know. I know that the part that where you get dropped off on Sutherland Avenue, walking up to Division Street, it's a residential area, so it's not particularly, there's no dark alleyways or anything, but it is a residential area, but there are no sidewalks. You would have to kind of borrow the lawn a little bit on the way up. I will tell you this, there is a local business that's between UT and Division Street that gives a grant every year, and I'm looking to maybe go after part of that grant, looking for a walking path in a triangle that would give us sidewalks from Sutherland Avenue to Division Street. But that's an idea, and the birth of which, no matter, I don't know how long that might take, but if I was glad to hear a while ago that somebody said Knoxville is working on that, because that one grant won't be enough. We might have to go after partnerships, and so yes, maybe we will have a signature party sometime. Thank you.
Thank you, and at this point, I need to close this open forum portion. But you see the number of folks. I think the message here is there are answers here. There are a lot of people who are here to help your students. So thank you if you have been a part of the open forum. And we're going to have some security tips and then student life. She has one more thing.
One thing, I will be here all afternoon. It looks like I'm going to actually be shuttling some folks who are being advised this evening back to UT. I have cards in my pocket. I'm definitely a contact, not the only one. Spencer's here, and we have wonderful staff and faculty at Division Street. But if you want to stay in contact or have additional questions, I'd be happy to talk with you or answer any questions you have after the fact.
Thank you, forum folks. And I do need security to stay. We would like for John Ruby to communicate a bit with the students about parking and security on campus. And then what happens after that is we have some student life giveaways, drawing for a bookstore gift card, and then you're on your way either back to UT or for advising this afternoon. And our students are, can you tell who the students are? Okay, there you go.
All right, you guys already heard my thing. I want to talk to them. So, all right, guys, I'm John. I'm in charge of the daytime security for Pellissippi State. Have they briefed y'all over at UT about what to do and what not to do? Do the same stuff, what they said. All right, but I am going to let you know about a few other things that we provide for you guys. The text alerts, sign up for that. Yeah, it's on the homepage. They're clicking on it right now. I know you already signed up for UTs, hopefully, but sign up for Pellissippi. See where they're clicking. It takes you like 5 minutes. I'm computer illiterate and I can do it. So please do that. That'll just help you. Yes, ma'am. Oh, at UT? Sorry. How long do they stay on your phone? They only send it to you if there's an emergency. Huh? Yeah, it's as long as you're registered. I think you have to re-register. Honestly, I can't tell you when you have to re-register. I registered once and mine still works. So.
We don't want it for like next year, so we can not do it.
You can give it to help desk folks and they'll be able to help you terminate it, I'm sure. Alright, sorry man, I don't have that answer. I'll find out for next time. Never had anybody ask me that. But how this helps you, obviously if there's an emergency on campus, this helps you. If they cancel school for some reason, you don't have to sit there and watch for emails or watch the TV or whatever it is you're going to do. They'll let you know like if there's a power outage or snow or something like that, so that helps you guys out. So that's the main reason I would do it if I were you guys. So, alright, text-to-tip thing. It's called the rated system. It's something pretty cool. Y'all don't like to talk anymore, so we found out a way to communicate with you. If you're out in the parking lot, you might see somebody possibly get into a fight, arguing, someone that doesn't look like they fit in. You can actually text the security office, and it's real time. We can text you back, and if you want to report it, so we can send someone there to help to see what's going on. All right. There's flyers about this over at Division Street campus, and it's real easy to do too. If you know, I know all y'all know how to send a text, right? No? Yes? All right. I'm trying to go fast, guys. I apologize. All right. Parking. If you drive, give you some advice. At Division Street, get there early if you're driving for about the first 3 or 4 weeks. And the parking should work itself out past that. But get there at least 30 minutes early, all right, if you're driving. You should have one of these in your folders, the parking and traffic regulations. Use common sense. If you don't think you should park there, you probably shouldn't. And drive slow on campus because you don't want to run over anybody. Tobacco use. If there's any tobacco users in the crowd, look on the map. There's certain areas you can use tobacco in and certain areas that you can't. Only use tobacco in areas that you can, please. So they should be on the map on your folder in the back, and it'll show you where those areas are. Lost and found. If you lose something, check by the front office at the branch campus. They might have it. And I'll say this, don't leave your personal items lying around, because someone will take them. Your iPhones, your laptops, your school books, everything is worth money. If you're driving a car, don't leave your personal items sitting out, like your iPods or your laptops or whatever, your book bags. Someone will take it. Put it where it can't be seen. All right? Escorts. If you're there late at night, you're going through something difficult in your life, whatever, my officers will give you an escort to your car, to the bus stop. They'll stay there with you till the bus comes. You know, whatever you need, as long as it's within the confines of campus. We're here for you guys. We're here to help you guys. I know y'all see the uniform and y'all don't want to talk to us, but we're here to help you guys. Honestly, if you're having any kind of problem, ask one of the security officers. They'll be more than glad to help you out. If they can't, they'll point you to somebody that can help you. All right? All right, is there any questions? I went through that like really quick. So if y'all have any questions, feel free to call the security office. The number's on the bottom portion of the parking pamphlet, all right? You can call us anytime. We'll be more than glad to help you out. All right. Well, I'm done. If you all don't have any questions.
Student life, come on. So you've heard so much in the last 2 days, I cannot imagine how you're comprehending all this. We like to have our student life team at Mississippi end with some questions and drawings, and that's what we'll do next. After that, we just have a few housekeeping announcements about travel back in the afternoon, and then we will be done for a while. We know you've got your stint at UT next. But we have some t-shirts down there, Hillary, in the box. But I'd like to introduce Kim Thomas, Kim Thomas LaRue, who is our Student Life Director here. And I know you have some questions, is that right, Kim?
I do.
Okay. I
I do. See, I don't know that I really need a microphone, but we're glad that you're all here. So let's see how well you listened on campus today. All right? Do we have giveaways? People, come on. Get up. Get your giveaways. Let's get some excitement going. Yes, okay, but you have to answer the question correctly. I know you're going to get a question, right? What? Oh, they don't get a t-shirt for effort. No, but I'm sure if you come to one of our events, you probably will get a t-shirt. Just by showing up. All right. All right, so let's see how well you listened. Okay, yes, okay, so I need everybody looking. And I'm going to read, so I can't look. All right, one at a time, please. All right, where can I park on campus? Okay, okay. Do you see those two young gentlemen behind him?
I think that's probably your group.
Okay. Yes, you gotta raise your hands. Good, thank you. All right, next. Who should I contact first with questions about the bridge program? The guy in the green with the hat? Woohoo! That's because he's raising his hand every time. Go ahead. Who do you see? Jesse. Correct? Yes, woohoo! Or what? Or Aaron. Aaron overall. Hey, Becky, are you listening to the answers to these questions? All right, what is the number for safety and security? Yes. Well, that's the, yes, yes. But it's 6946649. It's the number if you're late. All right. Where can I go to get my student ID? Yes. What? Okay. I need help. Wait, this gentleman right here, he's the one who... He did? Okay, you're in. Okay. How much does tutoring cost on campus? Parents, help. Okay. Good luck. They're answering the question. Okay. So how much was tutoring? What does it take? Your time. You just have to go to the ERC to get the tutoring. Okay. How often do you check your email?
Every day.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry, what was that?
Every day.
Very good. Get him a t-shirt. How often will your email password expire?
Oh.
And I thought this was in the green. Okay. Yes. I'm sorry, what? 90 days. Woohoo. What's the name of this year's common book? Yes. Very good. Okay. How do you sign up for text alerts? Yes. Yes, but he raised his hand. All right. What grade do I have to make in a course for it to be transferable to UT? I've got to. Okay. All right, you guys. Order. Oh, thank you. What? A C. Okay, who? Okay. And we've got some back here, so I'm looking this way. Okay? What's the minimum GPA needed to stay in the program? I'm sorry, what was that? Thank you.
No, it's 2.5.
Okay. Do we have anything else? We have a gift card. Let's do that.
All right, into my glasses. Okay, and the winner is Katie Myers.
Katie? Here we go. Come see us at the end. You can sit there. We'll be right up here. You want a $50 gift card to the bookstore. And Kim, that's good at Division Street or Garden Valley, right? Okay.
Thank you to Kim and Gwen and all the student leaders. We do have a few final housekeeping announcements. Erin Upgraw and Jesse Abernathy will be available all afternoon in the Advising Center. And the Advising Center, if you were on a student tour, is in the Goins building. It's 123. Advising Center, if you say that anywhere on campus, they'll know where you are. So Erin and Jesse in the Advising Center. Now, let's talk about two different scenarios. Raise your hand over here if you have already been advised. You have a class schedule, okay. For those of you who already have your class schedule, your day for fall, if you haven't already have a fall schedule from Pellissippi, that means you probably came in June or earlier and made your schedule. Your orientation day ends in just a few minutes. And for those of you who have already been advised, you can catch the bus back to UT, and it should be out where outside the auditorium in that area, the same spot to pick you up. And Erin and Jesse will help you get on the bus back to UT. Now for everybody else, raise your hand if you have an advising appointment this afternoon. Very good. And Linda, if you've got a mic, if you start moving this way. Here's what happens this afternoon for everybody who has an advising appointment. The appointments run from now through about 3:30, and they are in two different locations. Half of them are in the Advising Center, and half of them are in ER 316. You have a schedule, it should be in your folder, that tells you what time your advising appointment is, and probably who it's with. So, here's what's going to happen. The first 7 people who have advising appointments are going to leave first, and those names will be announced in a minute. And then after they've gone, I'll tell the rest of you where to go and how to access your appointment. So Linda, who are those first 7 people?
Hello, can you hear me now? Okay, something that also will move along, for those of you that have appointments at 1 and 1:30, it would really help if you can get there about 10 minutes before, just so we can keep things moving, because we got a lot of students to register today, so we don't want to have to wait until somebody shows up, so if you could be there a little bit early, that would be helpful. Mr. Sugg over here is going to take the first group over to the Going Center, Advising Center. Mr. Sugg is the coordinator of his academic student support services. So if the ones I announce now go with Mr. Sugg. Alan Woods, my bad, sorry about that. William Whitaker, Annalise Botello, and Stephanie Walker. If you would mind going with Mr. Sugg.
And just to let you know, when you're finished, if you want to ride back to UT, we have some vans available. And Carolyn Carson, would you raise your hand up there? Carolyn is our van driver this afternoon, and she will be loading from the College Center area. If you would go back to the College Center where you had refreshments this morning, if you need a van ride back to UT, anytime during the afternoon.
Okay, those that need to come with me, Alex Woods, Caitlin Bishop, Tyler Atkins, Chauncey Thomas, and Paul Gabrick. If you would mind following me. Thank you.
Thank you. And again, a reminder, some of you may have your own transportation, but for those of you who do not, come to the College Center after your advising appointment, and you can get a van ride back. For everyone else, you know that you need to be at ERC 316 or the advising center. There's a map on the back of the student folders at your appointed, about 10 minutes before your appointed time. Until then, you're free to do whatever you like. We do have a cafeteria available, and of course Jesse and Aaron are available for questions. Any other comments from anyone? All right, you'll get a free comment book as you leave. Thank you.
Okay, then it was closest then. Yeah. What is there anything else? There was a